Hey, what's up, fam? We have the new one shot from Bleach creator Tite Kubo online now, and I don't want to go too much within the world of this or the story of this new series called Burn the Witch. Other than it looks like we may potentially get an expanded Bleach universe, and that was one of the gripes I had with Bleach as a series, is we only really got to see what went on in this world from the side of Japan, but it looks like it's going to be um, going out of that because we see at the end of this one shot there's a sign from where these witches and wizards go called they said it was Reverse London, to where it had a big sign that said Soul Society West Branch. And with that news, maybe it's not just uh, the hollows in the world and Quincy's and stuff, as we have these dragons that kind of seem to plague Europe. I think they said 72% of the deaths in Europe are because of dragons, but normal people can't see dragons. So similar with hollows, maybe it's specific to all these different regions, but they have these similarities to them of not being able to be seen. So maybe it's different per area in the world, but they all have this similar trait of only being visible to certain people. Maybe they came from originally from one person. Maybe there's like a super like evil being at one point that created these invisible monsters throughout the Bleach universe, or I guess it'd be the Kubo verse, really, if it's gonna expand outside of it. But where this could go, the series itself seemed pretty cool. You got this Japanese English woman named Null, and I looked into it how to pronounce it because they said that hers was the way that boys' names is spelled. The girls is Noel, the boys is Null. Null Nihashi and her friend, kind of like a co-worker. I think her name was oh god, I already forgot. It was Ninny Spangle. That was her name. And they have these weird kind of like part kun, part like trumpet style wands. It's a little bit weird. You see a lot from Tite Kubo's odd mind and his skill when it comes to character design. Like the dragons seem to look very interesting. I think they look a lot cooler than the hollows, and they seem to have a lot more detail to them, a lot more that varies between them. And I think this could really help some of these things. 'Cause one thing that I want them to do is similar to what the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh does, and the creator of Dragon Ball does, is now they just kind of like say what they kind of want to get done, and then they pass it on to another person to where they can get their name out there. But these guys are still raking in the money because they're the original creators of the stuff. I think Kubo should do that with, honestly, with this new series. Just have maybe somebody he trusts, maybe one of his like favorite assistants, the one he thinks is most capable, to have to be doing an extension of this Bleach universe, and he could do it this one, and then maybe do one over in Russia or South America or North America, Australia. Like, could you imagine like all the crazy shit they'd have in Australia, or honestly Russia with all that like big unpopulated space? There's so much stuff they could do um, with these series, and I'm glad to see them kind of expanding. And I know I have my whole theory with Hiro Mashima connecting his series with Eden Zero. We got the Burrito sequel, kind of expanding on the Naruto universe. We got Dragon Ball Super, even though I'm not a fan of Dragon Ball Super, but still, it's still building on the lore and the world. We're getting a lot of stuff. We're getting a lot of sequels and more connected content to all these really big smash hit series, which is pretty cool. And I like it. I like it a lot. And I would like to see where this kind of goes, like how the line down with like these new characters, and like if they ran into people like Ichigo or Rukia, Renji. Like, could you imagine this chick meeting Byakuya? They look kind of similar. Maybe they'd get along. Maybe she's somehow related. Maybe she's maybe she's somehow like a version of maybe one of Byakuya's kids that was half Soul Reaper, half witch or something, and then had to come over to London for reason whatever. There's tons of stuff they could do. I think that'd be really fun and a lot of cool ideas that could really spawn out of that and get the ball rolling for all these other big series to expand on their worlds and not just leave them stagnant if they have all this extra potential and area to explore. You know what I mean? But otherwise, I recommend this. I don't want to go too much into the story of this chapter. I'll talk a little bit about it, but it's a one shot, and I'd be more interested in doing the actual chapter. But like I said, these dragons, these witches that kind of go and try and defend London and deal with them, and we have these two girls that while out doing a mission, doing a job, this like black dark dragon kind of attacks while trying to eat this guy who was he trying to? I can't remember if he was trying to eat him or just like trying to kill him. To harass this guy who seems to be the potential love interest for the main character, Noel. And from that, a little bit of spoiler: the guy who the main dude was hanging out with ended up being an in disguise dragon, and that guy really displayed my like and interest in some of Kubo's designs. He has this weird big lump dragon with this like a fucking slinky mouth covered in teeth. Like, it was really cool. Some of the stuff he does is so interesting. I'm curious to how he comes up with some of the ideas. I feel like he's high all the time. I don't know, but you know, uh, there's so many possibilities that could come out of this. Even just of going off of this, like with these two witches, and the male lead is now from what happened that whole incident, he's a were dragon. I mean, that's fucking super cool. Really interesting stuff right off the bat. And it would be really nice to see how it expands and connects to Bleach, and see like Bleach characters make cameos. Maybe see how the world works. Not just in Japan, not just in London, but how the whole world works as a massive unit. What plagues each land, what they're set up to defend each place. I hope in America, I know people probably like superheroes. I hope it's cowboys. I hope there's like a bunch of like badass cowboys, which would work because real quick, just for those who don't know, originally Bleach, like I know Ichigo was gonna have a gun, and I think Rukia was gonna. I can't remember if it was Ichigo was gonna be the only person with a gun, or Rukia was gonna be the only person with a sword. I don't remember, but I could play into his Kubo's seemingly fascination of guns. It'd be nice to see all the stuff that could come out of this large scale like potential world built with the Bleach universe. But anyway, drop a comment below on what you think about this. Maybe give this video a thumbs up. Maybe subscribe to my channel. Check out my other videos. I do mostly manga and some comics. And oh man, I really hope this gets serialized. Come on, Kubo, you can do it. You don't even have to. You don't even have to draw it. Just write down what you want. And have one of your assistants do it. You got a pretty good fan base, good following, man. So anyway, thank you very much. Bye.